Would you trust a government in crisis to decide who lives and who dies? In a shocking turn of events, Burkina Faso's military-led government is considering reinstating the death penalty just years after abolishing it. Is this a necessary measure to restore order, or a dangerous regression that could isolate the country on the global stage? This decision isn't just about law and order, it's about power, control, and the future of human rights in West Africa. Stay with us as we unpack the political, legal, and ethical battle surrounding this controversial move. Welcome back to My Planet Updates. As we explore today's video, we'd love your support. Please consider subscribing to our channel, like and share the video. Your support helps us grow and bring you more updates. A nation at a crossroads. Burkina Faso abolished capital punishment in 2018 under then-President Roch-Marc Christian Kabore. The country hadn't executed anyone since 1988, making the official abolition a symbolic step toward modernization. But now, under the leadership of Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the military government is debating whether to bring it back. What changed? The answer lies in the country's deepening security crisis. Islamist insurgencies have intensified, and the military, struggling to maintain control, is searching for drastic solutions. Some within the regime believe reinstating the death penalty would serve as a deterrent, while others argue it's a desperate attempt to assert authority in uncertain times. The politics of power: who controls justice? To understand this decision, we must examine the political landscape. In September 2022, Captain Ibrahim Traoré led a coup against Kabore, citing the government's failure to handle security threats. He promised stability and a return to civilian rule. However, in May 2023, Traoré extended military rule for another 5 years, raising questions about whether democracy would ever return. With growing resistance to his leadership, the proposed death penalty law could be more than just a legal shift. It could be a warning to political opponents, dissenters, and anyone who challenges the regime. Could this be the real motive behind the sudden interest in capital punishment? Legal reforms or a step backward? Justice Minister Rodrigue Bayala has confirmed that the government is revising the criminal code. But the death penalty isn't the only change on the table. Other laws, including crackdowns on press freedom and political opposition, suggest a broader shift toward authoritarian rule. While supporters claim that capital punishment would help curb terrorism and violent crime, history tells a different story. Countries that reintroduce the death penalty often face international backlash, strained diplomatic ties, and increased human rights concerns. If you're still watching and haven't subscribed yet, we'd greatly appreciate it if you could hit that subscribe button, like and share the video. Your support truly motivates us to create more videos like this. Thank you for being a part of our community. International backlash: is Burkina Faso isolating itself? If Burkina Faso reinstates the death penalty, it risks alienating key international allies, including the European Union and the United Nations. Organizations like Amnesty International have long fought against capital punishment, calling it a violation of the right to life. Meanwhile, neighboring countries like Kenya, Zimbabwe, and Gambia are actively working to abolish it. If Burkina Faso moves in the opposite direction, it could set a troubling precedent for West Africa, where governments are already struggling with instability. Could this decision deepen Burkina Faso's diplomatic isolation and limit foreign aid, making an already dire situation worse? A dangerous precedent for Africa? While many African nations still retain the death penalty, a growing movement is pushing for its abolition. The argument? Executions don't solve the root causes of crime and terrorism. Instead, they create a cycle of violence. Burkina Faso's decision could influence other military-led governments facing similar security crises. If they follow suit, West Africa could see a resurgence of state executions, reversing years of progress in human rights and justice reform. What's next? Captain Traoré is at a pivotal moment. Will he lead Burkina Faso toward stability and reform, or toward fear and authoritarianism? The debate over the death penalty is more than just a legal issue. It's a test of the country's commitment to justice, human rights, and democratic values. The world is watching. What happens next could shape Burkina Faso's future and the future of West Africa. What do you think? Should the death penalty return as a tool for justice, or is it a step backward? Share your thoughts in the comments below. What's next for Burkina Faso? Join the conversation. Burkina Faso stands at a crossroads. Will it move forward with justice and human rights, or step back into a darker past? The decision to reinstate the death penalty isn't just a legal matter, it's about power, control, and the future of democracy in West Africa. This moment will define the country's trajectory, and the world is watching. But here's the truth, your voice matters. Global awareness and public discourse can influence decisions and bring attention to human rights concerns. That's why we want to hear from you. Do you think reinstating the death penalty is a necessary step for national security, or does it risk isolating Burkina Faso from the global community? How should leaders balance security and justice? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, we read every single one. And if you found this discussion insightful, don't let the conversation stop here. Hit that like button to show your support for informed discussions on Africa's biggest issues. Subscribe to My Planet Updates and turn on notifications so you never miss an update on crucial political, social, and economic shifts shaping the world. At My Planet Updates, we go beyond the headlines to bring you deep, thought-provoking analysis on global and African affairs. Stay informed, stay engaged, and together, let's advocate for a future built on justice, peace, and progress. Your voice matters. Your awareness makes a difference. Let's keep the conversation going.